Imagine walking alone in a forest. The hairs on the back of your neck stand up, and you sense that you're not alone. Could it be just your imagination, or is something lurking in the shadows? Welcome back to Secret Segments, where today, we're diving into a world where the lines between myth and reality blur. From the elusive Bigfoot trampling through North American forests to the mystical Chupacabra haunting the farmlands of Latin America, legendary creatures have captivated our imagination for centuries. But what if I told you, some of these beings might be more than just bedtime stories to scare your little sister? Get ready to embark on an exhilarating journey as we explore 15 legendary creatures that might, just might, roam our earth in flesh and blood. Buckle up, it's going to be a wild ride. Number 15, Bigfoot, the elusive giant. From the dense forests of the Pacific Northwest to the Appalachian Mountains, stories of Bigfoot have captured the American imagination like no other mythical creature. Sometimes called Sasquatch, this being is often described as a large bipedal ape-like creature, standing anywhere from 6 to 9 feet tall. Witnesses often describe Bigfoot as covered in dark, reddish-brown fur, with a face not unlike a gorilla's but with pronounced human-like features. The creature is often attributed with large, powerful limbs and distinctive, oversized footprints measuring up to 24 inches long. Over the years, many have claimed to capture Bigfoot on camera, though the footage is often blurry or inconclusive. Expeditions have even been launched with the intent to capture or document Bigfoot, armed with night vision cameras and audio equipment to catch its alleged vocalizations, often described as howls, grunts, or wood knocks. The scientific community remains skeptical. While it's acknowledged that new species are discovered regularly, the idea of a large, undiscovered primate in North America is generally considered unlikely. However, the sheer volume of eyewitness accounts, footprint casts, and other physical evidence begs for closer inspection. Is Bigfoot a mere product of folklore and misidentifications, or could there be a genuine undiscovered species out there? Given the vast unexplored tracts of American wilderness, the question lingers, could Bigfoot actually exist? Number 14, Loch Ness Monster, Scotland's watery enigma. We head over to the Scottish Highlands, home to Loch Ness, a deep, murky body of water that is said to harbor one of the world's most famous cryptids, the Loch Ness Monster, affectionately known as Nessie. Descriptions of Nessie vary, but most accounts suggest a creature with a long neck, multiple humps, and a size that could range anywhere from 10 to 40 feet. Some even describe flippers, much like those of a plesiosaur, an ancient marine reptile. Over the years, multiple expeditions have been launched to find Nessie, employing everything from sonar scans to underwater cameras. While some efforts have yielded intriguing but inconclusive results, such as unidentifiable shapes on sonar, definitive evidence remains elusive. The scientific community largely attributes the sightings to natural phenomena or known animals like sturgeons or seals. Yet, the characteristics described in numerous eyewitness accounts often don't align with the behavior or appearance of these known creatures. Is the Loch Ness Monster a figment of collective imagination, fueled by cultural myths and misidentifications? Or could it be that a prehistoric creature still inhabits these dark waters, defying scientific explanation? Number 13, Chupacabra, the blood-sucking fiend of the Americas. We now journey to the Americas, where a creature of modern myth has risen to infamy, the Chupacabra. The name itself, derived from the Spanish words chupar, meaning to suck, and cabra, meaning goat, provides a clue into its terrifying reputation. Often described as reptilian with leathery or scaly skin, the Chupacabra is said to have spikes or quills running down its back. Sizes vary in accounts, but common features include red, glowing eyes and a vicious appetite for livestock blood. Since the 1990s, reports have flooded in from Puerto Rico to Mexico, and even as far north as the United States. Farmers find their livestock drained of blood, often with puncture wounds that don't match any known predator. The scientific community largely dismisses the Chupacabra as a modern legend, often attributing the attacks to wild dogs or other known predators. However, the wounds and the manner of blood draining reported in multiple instances have yet to be conclusively explained. So, is the Chupacabra a mere product of mass hysteria and misidentification, or could there be an unidentified creature lurking in the shadows, preying on the unsuspecting? The debate rages on. Number 12, Mothman, the winged harbinger of doom. Our next destination takes us to Point Pleasant, West Virginia, the ground zero for sightings of one of the most perplexing cryptids, Mothman. First reported in the 1960s, the Mothman is often described as a humanoid creature with a wingspan of up to 10 feet and glowing red eyes. Unlike any bird or bat known to science, the Mothman has the unsettling characteristic of instilling intense fear and psychological distress in those who encounter it. Several expeditions have ventured into the dark woods of West Virginia, seeking evidence. While no conclusive proof has been found, a plethora of eyewitness accounts and disturbing experiences continue to fuel interest and speculation. The scientific community, generally skeptical, often attributes the sightings to owls, large birds, or even mass hysteria. However, many of the eyewitness accounts share eerie similarities and details that are difficult to dismiss as mere coincidence or misidentification. Number 11. Kraken, the colossal terror of the deep. We set sail into the depths of maritime lore to confront the Kraken, a legendary sea monster that has haunted the nightmares of sailors since the time of the Vikings. The Kraken is often described as an enormous octopus or squid, with some accounts suggesting a creature up to a mile in length. Its tentacles, said to be as thick as a ship's mast, are so massive that they can envelop and capsize entire ships. Stories often recount its ability to create dangerous whirlpools, dragging seafarers to a watery grave. In recent times, marine biologists have discovered giant and colossal squids, which can reach lengths of up to 43 feet and 46 feet respectively, lending some scientific credibility to these long-standing myths. Yet, the size and capabilities of the Kraken, as described in historical accounts, far exceed anything known to exist today. The scientific community offers alternative theories, suggesting that Kraken legends may be exaggerated accounts of real squid encounters or even optical illusions caused by underwater gases. However, the deep ocean remains largely unexplored, leaving room for speculation. So, is the Kraken merely a tall tale, born from the fears and imaginations of sailors navigating uncharted waters? Or could there be an undiscovered Leviathan lurking in the dark recesses of the ocean? Number 10. Yeti, the abominable snowman of the Himalayas. We ascend into the icy realms of the Himalayas, the purported home of the Yeti, also known as the abominable snowman. This creature has intrigued explorers, cryptozoologists, and locals for centuries. Described as a large, bipedal, ape-like creature covered in thick fur, the Yeti is said to stand around 8 to 10 feet tall. Its enormous feet leave distinct, sizable tracks in the snow, often the first and only evidence of its elusive presence. Despite various expeditions and numerous footprint sightings, the Yeti remains a mystery, evading capture or definitive documentation. Scientists often attribute sightings to bears or other mountain wildlife, but many questions remain unanswered. Is the Yeti merely a myth, or could an unidentified species be waiting to be discovered in the treacherous heights of the Himalayas? Number 9. Jersey Devil, the winged menace of the Pine Barrens. Now we descend to the Pine Barrens of New Jersey, where a different kind of cryptid is said to roam, the Jersey Devil. Often described as a winged creature with a head resembling a horse, the Jersey Devil is said to have bat-like wings, hooves, and a forked tail. It stands about 4 to 6 feet tall and emits a high-pitched, eerie wail that chills the bone. Numerous sightings date back to colonial times, and despite skepticism and scientific counterarguments that claim it's merely folklore or mistaken identities of known animals, the legend persists. One particularly chilling account comes from a local resident who, while driving through the Pine Barrens late at night, encountered a strange figure on the road. As they approached, the figure suddenly unfurled its wings and took to the sky, revealing its true, terrifying form. The driver, paralyzed with fear, could only watch as the creature disappeared into the night, leaving behind a haunting wail that echoed through the trees. The Jersey Devil has become a cultural icon, inspiring everything from sports team names to movies, books, and music. So, is the Jersey Devil a figment of local folklore? Or could a unique, as yet unclassified creature be inhabiting the depths of the Pine Barrens? Number 8. Thunderbird, the Sky King of Native American lore. Where the legend of the Thunderbird has been passed down through generations of Native American tribes. Described as a gigantic bird, often with a wingspan over 20 feet, the Thunderbird is said to be so powerful that the flap of its wings creates thunder. while its eyes are believed to flash lightning. Some tribal stories even attribute shape-shifting abilities to this magnificent creature. While some ornithologists argue that Thunderbird accounts might be exaggerated descriptions of the bald eagle or the California condor, the sheer size and supernatural attributes ascribed to the Thunderbird defy simple explanations. Is the Thunderbird purely the stuff of legends, or could a yet-to-be-discovered avian species exist, hidden in the remote regions of North America? Number 7. Bunyip, Australia's water-dwelling enigma. Now we journey to Australia's murky waterways, the purported domain of the mysterious Bunyip. The Bunyip is a creature of great debate and mystery, varying dramatically in descriptions. Some say it resembles a giant starfish. Others describe it as having a dog-like face, dark fur, flippers, and tusks or horns. Its size is equally variable, with some claims suggesting it's as large as a coal. Although largely rooted in Aboriginal mythology, sightings have continued into modern times. Cryptozoologists and skeptics alike scramble to find evidence, with theories ranging from misidentified seals to elaborate hoaxes. Is the Bunyip a figment of Aboriginal folklore, a misidentified known animal, or an unclassified species lurking in Australia's aquatic environments? Number 6. Mokele-Mbembe, Africa's elusive dinosaur. We venture into the deep, unexplored jungles of Central Africa, a region teeming with legends and mysterious creatures. None are more enigmatic than the Mokele-Mbembe, often described as resembling a sauropod dinosaur. Mokele-Mbembe is said to be around 30 to 40 feet long, with a long neck and a small head. It reportedly dwells in the rivers and swamps, feeding on plant matter. Despite multiple expeditions equipped with modern technology, no concrete evidence has been found. Skeptics argue that the creature is merely a myth or an exaggerated account of known animals such as crocodiles or pythons. Is Mokele-Mbembe a living relic from the age of dinosaurs, a product of collective folklore, or an as-yet unidentified species in the depths of the African jungle? Number 5. Wendigo, the terrifying spirit of hunger and cold. Imagine yourself on a solo winter hike, miles from civilization. As night descends, you notice the temperature dropping rapidly, and you set up a makeshift camp. That's when you hear it, a low, haunting wail echoing through the trees. The sound is guttural, almost human, but distorted. Curiosity piqued, you follow the sound and find footsteps in the snow that are distinctly non-human. A sense of dread fills you, but it's too late. You realize you're not alone. Your flashlight flickers and goes out, plunging you into darkness, but you can still see two glowing eyes in the distance, drawing nearer. Are you the prey of the Wendigo? Now we journey into the icy forests of North America, where legend has it that the Wendigo roams. This chilling Algonquian myth isn't just folklore. It's a deep-seated fear that may just have roots in reality. Described as a skeletal figure with decaying flesh, the Wendigo towers at an intimidating 15 feet. Its eyes are said to glow like embers, and it possesses supernatural speed and strength. But what makes it even more terrifying is its symbolism, an embodiment of insatiable greed and hunger. Is the Wendigo a cautionary tale warning us against the perils of greed and the unforgiving cold, or could it be a real entity that has haunted these forests for centuries? The line between myth and reality is frighteningly thin, especially when you find yourself walking alone, deep within Wendigo territory. Number 4. The Tatzelwurm, the alpine dragon serpent. Journey with us to the majestic Alps, a land of breathtaking beauty and ancient legends. Among these myths is the Tatzelwurm, a creature whose stories have been whispered in hushed tones for generations. The Tatzelwurm is often described as a dragon-like serpent, ranging between 2 to 6 feet in length. It is said to have the body of a serpent but the face of a cat, complete with razor-sharp teeth. Some accounts even ascribe it with legs, making it a truly chimeric creature. Over the years, there have been numerous reports of Tatzelwurm sightings, complete with dubious photographs and mysterious tracks. Skeptics often attribute these sightings to misidentified lizards or even simple hoaxes. Although science has yet to confirm its existence, the Tatzelwurm remains a vital part of alpine folklore. The creature even makes appearances in local festivals and is featured in various pieces of art, literature, and even beer labels. Number 3. Mongolian Deathworm, the desert nightmare. Imagine yourself in this scenario. You're trekking solo through the Gobi, gathering desert plants for research. As you kneel to snap a photo, you notice the sand subtly shifting, forming a line that moves directly toward you. Panic sets in. Suddenly, the sand bulges upward, and the infamous Mongolian Deathworm rises from its sandy lair. Its eyes meet yours, and you sense its deadly intent. What would you do? Brace yourselves as we travel to the heart of the Gobi Desert, a place where local herders whisper tales of a lethal enigma, the Mongolian Deathworm. This isn't just any worm. We're talking about a sausage-shaped behemoth that can grow up to 5 feet long. Think of it as the ultimate desert predator. It's rumored to have corrosive, acidic saliva that it can spray at its victims, not to mention the alleged ability to discharge electricity, effectively incapacitating or killing its prey from a distance. So, is the Mongolian Deathworm an exaggerated legend, a figment of collective fear, or does it truly exist, lurking beneath the Gobi sands, waiting for its next meal? When you're alone in the desert, every shifting grain of sand might make you question where myth ends and reality begins. Number 2, Nāga, the serpent deity. We head now to Southeast Asia, a land shrouded in mysticism and deep spiritual belief. Here, the Nāga holds a prominent place in folklore. Often depicted as a serpent with multiple heads, the Nāga is revered across cultures from India to Indonesia. In many of these cultures, Nāgas are considered protectors, deities that can control rain and rivers. They are worshipped in elaborate temples and are central figures in many ancient stories and epics. But what catches our attention are the numerous accounts of actual sightings. Fishermen, sailors, and everyday people claim to have seen giant serpent-like creatures in regional waters. While many scientists argue these could be misidentifications of known marine animals, the descriptions often don't match any recognized species. Furthermore, some reports include details like multiple heads or an unusual luminescence, features that defy scientific categorization. Number 1, La Llorona, the Weeping Woman. Prepare to journey into the depths of Mexican folklore as we uncover the haunting tale of La Llorona, the Weeping Woman. Generations of locals have heard her lamenting cries along riversides. Some say she's a betrayed indigenous woman. Others believe she drowned her children in a fit of uncontrollable grief. Experts have studied the bone-chilling cries, but the sounds remain unattributed to any known animal or natural phenomenon, leaving the mystery as haunting as ever. Imagine you're walking along a moonlit riverbank in Mexico. The night is eerily quiet, except for the distant sound of water gently lapping at the shore. Just as you pause to take in the tranquil scene, an unnerving cry pierces the stillness. The sound is close, so close it could be right behind you. Your heart races as you slowly turn around, and there she is, La Llorona. Her eyes are hollow, her expression filled with eternal sorrow. She looks at you as if she's searching for something, or someone. The sorrow in her eyes transforms into rage, and you realize you may be the next to join her endless quest for her lost children. Can you escape her grasp?